Hi, welcome to Vancouver Island Bushcraft. I'm going to go through a little bit of what I carry knife-wise in the bush. You've seen a couple of them, and the other two I want to show you because they're really effective to use, and the reasons why I use them and how I clean them as well. So the first one here you've all seen in the first video with my EDC. This one here has a bunch of jute twine and a ferro rod, and it has paracord in it. It's a really nice little knife. Not expensive. It's a Cricut CRKT, and of course it's ground down. And you've seen this one, so I won't go through this too much in any depth. When I clean this, I use a magic eraser, which cleans it really well, and then I use either a WD-40 or a 3-in-1 oil to oil it up, because this is carbon steel and they will rust if you don't take care of them. This one here, again, you've seen this one. One hand open. This is a very nice little knife, very inexpensive on AliExpress. I keep this razor sharp, and I use this for cutting meat and food products. So when I do clean this, I make sure I use coconut oil and not a WD-40 or other oil product that I wouldn't want to be eating. So you've seen those two, and I'm not going to go through those in any depth at all. The next two are actually the ones that I carry in the field, and I always carry these when I'm doing any kind of bushcraft. They have many purposes, and just with these two knives I can do pretty much everything I need to do with construction, food preparation, protection, and all that kind of stuff. So we'll start with this one here. This one here I got on AliExpress, and it is about $40. This thing is an amazing knife. Comes with a really nice sheath. The blade itself, very sharp out of the box. A really nice rubber handle, very ergonomic. I put a leather strap around here, and that's just so that when I'm doing some chopping, I can have my little finger here, and I can have it so I can grab on really low and grab on so I get a really good torque. I clean this one with a magic eraser and coconut oil, because I do use this for some food preparation. Coconut oil works really well. Doesn't go bad, doesn't go rancid. The sheath itself has about 20 feet of paracord. Easily make a shelter out of that. And on it I have attached a ferro rod, a 6-inch by 1/2-inch ferro rod, and a magnesium strip. Magnesium, I'll show you one day how to use that. It's really effective for wet wood to get it going. And I keep those two on here. I actually have a piece of Gorilla Tape right here, because when you're walking, they'll actually clank, and it drives me crazy. So I just put a piece of tape there so it doesn't make any noise. Very effective knife. I also use this knife when I'm bushcrafting for the end of a spear. We're in cougar country and bear country, and it makes me feel a little better to have a knife at the end of a 6-foot spear so that I can protect myself. I'm sure I'm not going to win against a bear, but it sure makes me feel a lot better to have a 6-foot weapon in front of me if I do get attacked. The next one is the main knife that I have, and you'll notice that there is a Mora on here, and there's also the main knife itself. This knife I've had since I was about 18 years old. It's a beautiful knife. It's a Gerber, and you can't get these anymore, unfortunately. I've actually seen a couple on eBay for about $250, but there's only two. They're very popular, very collectible, and these things are workhorses. They work so well. Batoning, it would go through huge logs without any problem whatsoever. I've also ground this, of course, for the ferro rod. It's a Gerber Bowie, so if you're looking to get one on eBay, it's called a Gerber Bowie. Beautiful knife. It's about 11 inches. It's really good for cutting down small trees, batoning, fine work as well, because it does have this little notch, and it does have the ability to do fine work without any problem whatsoever. I clean this with the magic eraser, which works really well, and I use 3-in-1 or WD-40 on this one here. And attached to this sheath here, I have what's called a Mora. All bushcrafters are very familiar with Moras. That's about a $20 knife on Amazon, and it works really well for fine work. It's almost like a kitchen knife, but really good for making feather sticks, and very fine work. These things come razor sharp. They're basically a disposable knife. I take somewhat care of it. I make sure I oil it, but if something happens to it, I'm not overly concerned. Like I said, it's an $18 knife. On the sheath itself, on the side here, I have a ferro rod that goes underneath the Gorilla Tape. I've got about 5 rounds of Gorilla Tape if I need it. I also have jute twine, and I have some paracord as well. So this is an all-in-one sort of sheath, and with the knives on there, I can do pretty much anything I need to do. The reason why I carry this one and this one here is because this one here is attached to my web gear, which I will go through one day. And I take that off when I go on my bivouac, and then I put the other one on my belt to make sure that I have a weapon on me. Or I make the spear and then have this knife really close to me. I also have bear spray with me at all times. There's a lot of cougars and bears in Vancouver Island, so you got to be prepared. So that's about it. Getting these knives, you don't have to spend a lot of money. These are $18. This one's about $30. This one's like $20. This is like $15. These two are from AliExpress. This is AliExpress here. This one's Amazon. This one is eBay. Unfortunately, that's a little bit more expensive, but it's the main knife. You want a good main knife. And other than that, make your own sheaths. Just wrap the paracord around, wrap some jute twine, have your ferro rods connected, and you have an all-in-one piece of equipment that you can use when you are bushcrafting. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.